the Evergreen Media Network studios, brought to you by Evergreen Media, creating cohesive marketing campaigns. Evergreen Media in Vero Beach.
This is an important year, guys. You know, this is a no joke year for all of us. You know, it's
why is that more so than another year?
You know, because we're coming up on these elections, and we sit here on our station, The Patriot, which is a conservative radio station, and it's hard for me to hold back. So I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to try and hold back the stuff that would get us off the air. Yeah. Hopefully, we stay.
Yeah. Hopefully we stay.
And with John here, you know, hopefully we'll be able to curb me, and I'll be able to curb him. But the only one we got to worry about is the guy in the corner, Verne. That guy's the biggest troublemaker out there, really. But he's like the ultimate researcher, that guy. He like during the break, you know what he showed me? Today, 15,000 immigrants came across the border. 15.
Okay, so you know what? Let's talk about that. How do we know that, though? Are they taking numbers, like in Publix or something?
I think they're doing duck, duck, goose days. You go across, duck, duck, duck. I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't know what to believe, honestly.
It's probably a guy with a clicker. You know, they move fast. They're trying to get in. Joe's saying, come on, guys. You can't worry about it.
They do head counts. It's a caravan coming from Mexico, and they're staging them. So they're able to get head counts, aerial and so forth. And it's these NGOs that are putting this all together, which are all on the Democratic, you know.
You got to explain what an NGO is.
Oh, non-governmental organization.
So what does that mean?
Organizations, third-party things that are like Open Borders, George Soros. Sorry, can I say scumbag? No, I'm sorry.
Well, you just did. So he is what he is. You know what I mean?
He is.
Hopefully we're still on the air. Thanks, Byron.
Yeah, let's...
I'm sorry, you can't mention George Soros on the air. I apologize. You can't.
You just can't call him what you called him, what he is. So we'll just leave that alone.
Okay.
So it's people funding.
Yeah, they're funding them. They're funding them. They're getting cell phones. They're getting hotels. They're getting money. You know, the government gives these NGOs money, and then they turn around and they give it to the migrants, which is the incentive to come here, not just their citizens.
My hometown, where John is right now, it's an invasion. It's an invasion. You know, I was up there a little while ago, right? I couldn't believe what I saw.
Really?
It's just absolutely, Manhattan's not even worth going to Manhattan. That's what it is. Listen, I remember when it was at its worst, and that was in the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah,
remember?
Before Giuliani. No offense, but Giuliani did a phenomenal job in New York. He did.
But, you know, he did. He cleaned it up nice. But he put a lot of us out of work because he came in and cleaned it up nice. You know, but it should be that way.
Yeah, it should.
New York City is like the gateway to me. It's Gotham. It's the gateway to the world, I think. Everything should start there and push out to the rest of the world, right? But now you walk down a block. You don't even want to walk down a block. You're afraid to walk down a block. Really? And when it was the worst, I can remember when Central Park, you couldn't walk from east to west.
I do too. Yeah, I do too.
You know, because you'd get killed.
Yeah.
You know, today.
Or worse.
Yeah, today it's worse. Wow. You know, and they just keep dropping them off. Sanctuary city this, sanctuary city that. But what I'm getting at in 2024 is that I'm hoping you people out there are hearing this kind of stuff and absorbing this type of stuff, because it's got to stop. You know, it's absolutely, because what's happening is they're taking from you. I don't care if it was 10,000. I don't care if it was 1,000 that came through. That's 1,000 whatever jobs. That's 1,000 people going into the hospitals for free, taking this for free. And I have a problem with Americans taking stuff for free. I really do. You know, I was thinking about this today as I'm driving, about the economy. The economy's bad. The economy's bad. The economy's bad. And I got to tell you, my lifestyle has not changed. What about you, John? Has it changed?
Oh, my God. No, not at all.
No. You want to know why? Because all of us are hustlers. If you tell me you're taking something away from me, okay, I have a certain lifestyle that I like to live. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hustle, and I'm going to make sure whatever you took away from me, I get back somehow. And I mean, I'm talking legally. You know what I mean? It's like, if I have to work a second job, a third job, a fourth job, whatever it is to provide for my family, that's what's going to happen.
The sacrifice.
But, what's happening today is that I don't want to work because you're going to give me. You're going to give. It's this entitlement that's out there, and it's got to stop. It's absolutely got to stop.
Well, that's what they're kind of pushing. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
There was a story that happened recently up here in New York about a landlord that was having a landlord-tenant dispute and decided to set the house on fire. Now, no way do I condone what this guy did. I'm a landlord myself, and I'm actually currently having a problem with a tenant that owes me a boatload of money. But one of the comments after this particular situation, they were throwing children off the roof of the house to save them because the house was engulfed in flames.
Oh, okay.
I don't condone this guy's actions at all, but one of the first comments in this article was reference. It must have been a Trump supporter, number one, and number two, been a white guy. And I had to jump in and say, no, it couldn't be that he actually has a mortgage to pay and counts on that rent that he hasn't been getting. Okay, right. Nobody sees that. They think because you own a piece of property, especially a rental property, that you're rich. And I'm not rich. The bank owns it.
Right.
If I don't, you know what? You might not pay me my rent, and you might get over in this liberal cesspool of New York and not ever give me a dime and live there for free for a year. I got to come up with that money because at the end of the day, my credit's getting ruined.
Yeah.
If I can't make that payment, I'm the one that's in trouble.
Bank's kicking down.
But nobody sees that. Needless to say, that never answered me when I engaged him that way. But people only they pigeonhole. They see one thing.
Right.
And the assumptions just come out of the woodwork.
Right. Well, that's what I'm trying to get to, these entitlements. It's like, well, you know what? I won't give the guy his rent for 3 months, and he'll get over it because he can afford it. Well, no, brother, I can't afford it. What's happening is you're putting me in a position where the bank's kicking down my door saying, oh, you owe me 6 months worth of rent. And I know John's properties. It's just not one person living in his property. He'll have three tenants in a building. Now, if you get three tenants that get the attitude, or two out of the three, it can tank you quick.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely terrible. And this is what, like, for 2024, I got to tell you, I'm glad we started back now. I really am, because I hope we become some type of a voice that people are going to listen to, because what has to happen is, I'm a little scared. I got to tell you, everything that's happening to Trump, I'm a little scared. I mean, they're coming at this guy left and right and left and right. Okay, Colorado, I think, is on the 4th. The decision has to be in by the 4th.
Yeah.
Now, if, say he loses, can he still win the presidency without Colorado?
Sure.
You think so?
Oh, of course.
How many votes does Colorado
have? I don't
know.
Electoral college.
I would assume, if I don't see this not being overturned, but I would assume that if by some chance it doesn't get overturned, there's going to be retaliation from other states to take the buffoon off the ballot.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I think
it's going to go both ways.
Well, in Florida, in the Democratic primary, they took off any candidates going against Biden, and they disallowed write-ins here in Florida. So if you're
really no penciling in.
No, not legally. You can't do it. So Biden is the only candidate that a Democrat can technically vote for.
Yeah, because they don't want any votes taken away from them because it's so damn close right now. But what I'm afraid of is that question. Could he possibly not win a race because one state came away? Now, I think that's going to be the domino effect. I think if that decision goes the way the Democratic Party wants it to go, I think we'll see other states jump in. I think everybody's kind of holding back and seeing what happens now. I think the guy's going to get attacked left and right. So if that's the case, then who do we go for? Who do we back at that point? I love Ronnie. I love him. I think he'd be a great president. So I don't even know which way to go. I really don't. I'm kind of worried.
If Trump doesn't get back on the ballot, you're talking about, and who's going to be the second?
I don't see that. One? I don't see that happening. I got to tell you, I like Vivek.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a trip. I love that guy.
He talks.
Yeah, he don't. Let me tell you, he's mini Trump. He's
recently, yesterday, I saw an article about him saying that if Trump gets the nod, which it looks like he will, would he consider running on the ticket with him, and he said, "I don't do a plan B."
Yeah.
But that'd be stupid.
Tucker Carlson.
You know, because here's the thing.
But I like the way he talks, man.
I do too.
Really do.
I do too. And when here's the thing, he's young enough. This is what a lot of people need to start understanding. This isn't about 4 years. This truly is about the next 16 years. That's what this is about, to rebuild this country strong. We have to rebuild it within 8. Within 8, we got to build it big time strong.
We need this 4 years because the Supreme Court is at a tipping point. If the Democrats take over, this country is done.
Right.
It's over with.
Yeah.
Because the Supreme Court nominees.
It's a line in the sand.
It definitely is. And the people know that, and they got to realize, too, there's a guy, I don't know if you listen to this music, but a guy named Tom McDonald. He's a rap artist, but he's a patriot rap artist. He tells it like it is.
Yes.
We've got 100,000 geeked up Trump supporters. They're not going to take him off the ballot. The people will not stand for that. He's never been convicted. He's not even been accused in a court of law. It's ridiculous, and it's...
Yeah, but he's got to understand something. What are the people going to do? What are the people going to do?
Well, we got the First Amendment,
right?
We got the Second Amendment.
Yeah, but my thing is this: is that you can't see him rising up. What are they going to do? I mean, you saw what happened at the Capitol. Right. You see all this. I don't know. What are we supposed to do at this point?
That was a complete.
I'm going to tell you one of the problems I see. I recently had this debate with, again, somebody else that I don't know, but he opened his mouth the wrong way, so I had to set him straight. And I made it clear to him. Let's put it this way. I said to him, listen, Walter Cronkite died a long time ago. So did any actual integrity in news reporting. Right. Okay. I said, you are listening to that. And I understand people work all day. They're lucky if they got a half hour to put their feet up and watch the news. So whatever that TV is feeding them is what they take for gospel.
Right.
And they'll argue it without any facts. And this, we argued back and forth for days. And I said, can you provide me one piece of evidence to what you're saying? I says, I rebutted everything that you've said to me. Okay. And you have yet to answer me on it. I said, now, you know what? I'm sure you're done with your honey-do list. Put on your slippers, sit in your recliner, and let the brain numbing begin for another half hour. And that's what it is. We can talk all we want. We have this way of getting out to the people, but TV still has a lot of control.
It does. I'll sit there, like, I'll get home, like you said. I'll throw my feet up and boom, I got Fox on. But what I'll do is I'll bounce back and forth between Fox and CNN and see what's being said. And I'm like, what a bunch of idiots. What a bunch of idiots. If something fantastic is happening in the world or what's going on, like with Israel and everything else, you go to CNN, they're talking about, I don't know, some woman who's walking a dog down a block or something. It's completely different. It's like, let's not pay attention to what's real. Yeah. But once the lies start coming out, boom, they got something to talk about. But what do we do as the people? You know, if this thing doesn't go right, what do is we sit back and we accept this again and again and again. I mean, I don't think this is going to be good. I truly believe that the future is not going to be good if this thing is not squared away.
Well, you know, Verne brought up a good point. If you're, saying that there's no write-in in Florida, so what do we know about that for the other states? Because, I mean, feasibly, people could write it in.
Right.
That's just in the Democratic primary because they're in control. Okay. But it's not in the general election. I think there'll still be write-ins in that.
Well, there's an option.
But not Colorado.
Yeah.
Well, did we look up how many votes they have? I remember it going through a bunch of states the last election. It was Colorado, New Mexico. They were all on the Nevada. They were all on is it legal? Is it not legal? I don't.
Right. I'm pretty sure Verne will come up with that answer, how many votes it is in about 2 minutes.
Coincidentally, I just recently saw an MSNBC poll saying that Trump is up quite a few digits in all the swing states.
Right.
So
I saw that.
That's a plus. Listen, my thing as far as Kevin, you and I go way back. I never cared about politics.
Right.
Until I saw how they mistreated this man.
Right. See,
be involved.
that's another thing too. Okay, I'm glad you and I are here together. We grew up with Trump. This is what a lot of people don't understand. We grew up with this man. This man has been this way his entire life.
Right.
It's not about politics.
No, it isn't.
In business, he was the same dang way.
Right.
He didn't care. He's that hustler is what I'm talking about. I can remember back in the 80s when the Chinese were trying to buy up every piece of real estate and airspace. And Trump said, whoa, time out. And he started crushing on these guys. And this is a man who does not say no. And he doesn't accept defeat. So I understand his mindset. The problem is, we understand it. Cindy, you and I understand it.
Right.
The rest of the world's like, who's this crazy guy? He's not. What he's doing is he's a fact finder and a truth speaker. And there's that old saying, people just can't handle the truth sometimes.
Well, you know
The truth, exactly.
Right.
My opinion of it, I went to his inauguration because, I wanted to go to an inauguration, and we had followed him, my granddaughter and I, being on the Trump train and whatever when he was here in Melbourne, and he lives here in Florida and the whole bit. And I honestly think that he never thought he was going to win. That he honestly, I really think that he didn't think he was going to win just by seeing him in D.C. at that inauguration, the whole bit. And then when he actually did win, it's like, okay, wow, these people really are paying attention to the stuff that's going on.
Well, I got to tell you, I had that same feeling. I was all about Hillary, and I was like, man.
Well, in D.C. at the inauguration with that women's march and the whole bit, they were all there. Again, my opinion, it was just overrun with that, and they were so mad that she didn't win. It was crazy, and the media was just
silent majority.
Right.
And
it was crazy.
And one thing we've got to understand, and I understand what you're saying, is that the people now are awake. We have alternative media. We have this show. We have this network. We've got Rumble. We've got alternative. We've got Elon Musk taking over X, which is allowing, stopping all the censorship, or a lot of it. And the truth is getting out there, and people are fed up. They're fed up, and there's going to be a tipping point.
Well, that tipping point is what I'm talking about. What do we do if it doesn't go our way? How do we, I don't know. I don't know what that step is, because I got to tell you, I'm nervous. I really am nervous. I see the polls and I see he's up everywhere. I mean, I'm excited about that. But then I see how Colorado comes at him. Who's next? And I see how New York's trying to destroy him. And what's this jerk's name? The prosecuting, the Fed. Smith. Jack Smith, the retard.
Yeah.
Can we say retard?
You can say,
Yeah, I can.
Intellectually challenged.
I don't know if I have the right answer for you, brother, but I'll tell you, it starts at home.
Absolutely.
Values is one of the things that's been deteriorating. I mean, I can just only speak for myself, okay? I'm blessed to have a beautiful family, but the kids that the parents of the kids that my kids go to school with, they're a lot younger than me and my wife.
Right.
And their heads are up there, what.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had a conversation with truth be told, my son's principal just before Christmas because of something happened in school. And I said to him, listen, I'm old school. I don't play that game.
Right.
Well,
and that's the family values. You know something? My kids sit at the dinner table. You better not bring your phone to the dinner table.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
It's that half hour that we get to eat together. That's what it is. The rest of the time you want to have your brain decayed because you're staring at your telephone. That's fine. But, we have to have a little family time. And that's where it's been lost. Now, I did read an article recently that Trump is gaining a lot of popularity with the under 30 crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm really hoping that gains some steam. And when I actually bicker, like going back to what I mentioned earlier with that other guy, I said to him, were you in a coma for 4 years while Trump was president?
Right.
Do you see how the country was humming, how everything was working, gas prices were down, we're proud to be American?
Yeah.
People forgot that.
Amen.
That's that patriotism.
American flag tattoo on my arm for a reason.
Amen, brother. That's the thing is that, you know, the patriotism today is lost. So, I mean, it's not lost with us. I'll scream the flag to the day I die, okay? But I can't handle that. You know, I couldn't be in a crowd and see somebody, you know, destroying my flag, or even, you know, the cops. You know, and here's, you're talking to a guy, which me and cops really didn't get along when I was younger, you know, but it's like, I feel for these guys and these girls, you know, and it's like, what gives you the right to get in a cop's face and say the things that you're saying? Because if you did that to me, you know, okay, you invaded my space, he touched me, boom, I'd be knocking you around. But these cops got to stand there and take it, and take it, and take it. And the firemen, firemen, you got to fire, and these people won't even let them get into the areas to put it out when all this crap is going on. And you know, I feel, and EMTs, all these professional people that I feel bad for their day-to-day jobs these days.
First responders.
Right. And here we go. So 2024, right? In 2024, when Trump wins, expect it. Expect the same summer of love crap to happen again with these morons. You know, this time around, it's got to be a harder push on these people. You can't do that. You can't destroy cities and police departments. I mean, it's against
Which,
the law.
by the way, the mainstream media doesn't mention any of that. It's like it never happened.
Yeah, it is.
Never happened.
You know, the most amazing thing is that where'd Antifa go? Bye-bye. Nothing's going on. You don't even see these clowns around anymore.
Well,
BLM.
Well,
BLM, Antifa, all these, you know, I'm going to say it, the retards that are out there doing what they're doing, you know, and it's only because the checks stopped coming. All right. You know, okay, it's over now. It's smoothed down. I don't need you. We'll employ you when the stuff heats up again. And it's going to heat up.
By the busload.
You bet. And what needs to happen when this happens, if I pray it doesn't, I really do. I pray that there's an awakening in this country. You know, I pray that God enters everybody's heart and everybody's mind, and they get it straight somehow. Because the country, amen, bro, was put together with these values, simple values. Don't hurt nobody. Don't rob nobody. Don't steal. You know, don't do. Listen, it's inside you. All this stuff is inside. You know what's right and wrong. You don't need your parents to tell you. That was already there the day you were born. You know when you're doing something
Morals,
wrong.
baby.
Morals. And that's where I'm going to say it. The opposite side is not getting it. And they'll scream that, hey, we're doing everything right. Everything right. I'm sorry, pals, you're not.
Well, it's a manipulation. You know, that's what the whole thing is. It's a manipulation to some kind of whatever, ulterior, I don't know, socialism. I don't know what it is.
Right.
Well, and you know what it is too. You know what it is. First of all, getting back to what you just said, Kev, there's a country song, and yes, I've been listening to a lot of country music lately because I feel like that's where my heart is right now. Yeah. But there's a song, and one of the lyrics in the song is "Always be humble and kind."
Right. Right.
And that rings true to me in a lot of ways. But getting back to what Cindy just mentioned, they tend to put the magnifying glass on the bad, and they make everybody look bad.
Right.
Right.
There are a lot of good people still out there, and I'm lucky enough now to live in the suburbs.
Totally. Yeah,
and let me tell you something: when in 2020, this place was red.
Right. Right.
There was rallies. Caravans of cars going all the way to the end of Long Island and back. I mean, it was nuts. I was shocked when he didn't pull it out.
Yeah.
Well, because it was stolen.
Oh, I'm going to see it again. I'm sure it's worse now. There are people already doing it.
Good. We have it too. I mean, we have it too. So
yeah, we do.
We just got to push. Listen, we got less than a minute left. Love you guys. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We're coming back next year, and we are coming back loud and proud, baby. We got John the Goat, we got Verne, the guy in the corner, and of course the people, the woman that keeps us all in line, Cindy on the buttons.
The glue.
We'll see you. That's it. We'll see you guys next week on the One and Only Man Show. Ciao.